Okay. Now, I promised you grass. Let's do some grass. For that, we're going to use our larger mini fan brush, if that makes any sense to you. Clean up my knife. Paper towels are your best friend if you decide you want to get into this, if you haven't already, and start doing some of these paintings. Make sure you get yourself a good supply of paper towels. They're your best friend. And peel them off the roll ahead of time and have yourself a nice little stack where you can just grab them. Or you can just wipe your knife off whenever you need it. Alright, here we go. For the grass, we're going to take some sap green. We're going to come back up here into that black just to get a touch of it. We're going to mix a little bit more because we're going to use a bunch of this. A little bit more black. Alright. Nice dark green. Take our fan brush. You know what? Yeah, we'll start off with the mini fan brush, and if it's not giving me the coverage I want, I'll switch back and go to a bigger one. I'm going to load that up. And we're going to come in and we want to push in and up. Get that grass going. Turn it over, tap in. Take it right out to the edge of the sand. That's where the sears are going to go that we're talking about. And wherever we laid down a shadow, we're just going to tap in some of that little foliage. What? Yeah, I'm going to go with a bigger fan brush, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to give me more what I'm looking for. Get some of this green in there. And this is where you don't even really need to be neat, because when you're not, it actually makes it look more natural. And then remember our little trick for making grass when we did our pink mountain scene? Well, guess what? It's going to come in here and pull that up. Same way we did there. Look at that. Look at that instant grass. Is that perfect or what? Look at that. Thousands of blades of grass. You must have spent days on that. Days on that grass. Come back in, we're gonna put a little bit of grass where it just randomly sprouted up. Come in and tap a little bit more in there. I'm going to tap a little bit more in at the base of where we drew the grass up, so you don't have grass just growing out of the middle of nowhere. There we go. See that? Just a little bit. Yeah, we're going to put a couple little random sprouts of grass down in here too. A little bit coming out the side of your hill. It's going to grow wherever it wants to grow, right? Spot right there, and maybe a little bit right there too. All right. Now, if you remember, I said we got some yellow ochre here. I'm going to do some highlights in this grass. Can't all be that super dark, right? So we're going to mix a little bit of that green color in with this yellow ochre. Get a brownish color out of it. We're going to come back in here with our grass brush. I'm just going to add some grass highlights here. Tap a little, get a little bit of white in there to lighten it up. There we go. I'm not sure you can actually, it's how clear this is to you. I'm adding all these highlights and gently come back into some of that dark. Alright, so that's all about the layer. We put down the we put down a dark green. And then we came in and we put in some lighter highlights. And then you come back in on those highlights and you add a little bit more of that dark on top. Layers and layers. And we come over here and do the same. Step back. Okay. Now, I promised you some of those tall sea oats. What I have here is a script liner brush. Like I said before, I'm a lot of times not happy with the brushes I find, and I wanted a nice thin brush that I could actually do individual blades of grass and things like that when I wanted to. And in this case, I want to make those tall, skinny stalks that just kind of bend over in the wind with the little heads on top. But for that, this is a script liner brush. But you can tell by looking at it that there's no way that is going to give me skinny little stalks. So I took a script liner brush that I bought just for this, and I actually took scissors, try to get this to where you can see it, and cut down all the bristles to where there's only a few bristles left, to where I can actually make those tiny little stalks and tiny little individual blades of grass. So I'm just going to come in here and get a little bit of paint on that with a nice easy motion. Come up just like that. For all those individual stalks that I was talking about, that are just bending over in the wind. Yeah, they've gotten tall enough to the point where the weight of that head is kind of making them bend. The wind comes along and bends them a little bit more.